Alrighty, yo, what is going on for Your boy Mr. DDG, nothing for it, back with another reaction video. Today we're going to react to how Saturday morning cartoons died. Without further ado, RIP to my Saturday morning cartoons, man. You already know, man, Saturday mornings is our nostalgia days. It's a day where I could just nostalgia bait y'all to death. And y'all just gonna have to love it and accept it for what it is. Anyway, so here we go, man. How Saturday morning cartoons died, man. RP to all my Saturday morning cartoons. Excuse me. From Fox Kids to Fox Box to 4Kids, WB Kids, CW Kids. RP to all of them, man. We miss y'all. We love y'all. The memories you gave us as 90s kids, early 2000s kids that was old enough to even know about that stuff, man. RIP, man. We miss y'all, man. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get right into it.
Big old bag of weed. One Saturday morning. I miss my childhood, man. Saturday morning cartoons were a way of celebrating a few hours before you go to your friend's house or go to that sport at 12 p.m. that you hate. When school was wearing you down, you had cereal, toys, and Saturday morning cartoons. Saturdays, much like Friday night cartoons, were an event, and usually a rerun of new episodes from Friday nights. But we'll go over why Saturday mornings will never come back again in this lifetime.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
In the 1950s was when Saturday morning cartoons started to take shape. The cartoons were very limited as they were Hanna-Barbera cartoons, and at that time animation was to be made cheap and plentiful for kids who at the time would forget the episodes, but also filled a time slot from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The main course of action for Saturday morning cartoons was to, well, you guessed it,
stars and horseshoes, clovers and blue moons, pots of golden rainbows, and the rainbows.
Fuck Lucky Charms, nasty ass cereal.
Sell toys and cereal and whatever the hell this is.
Hey, what you gonna do today, Marty?
I'm gonna call 976-7777. They're gonna tell me a great story every day.
You can say that for a decade it was doing just that, and at the time kids were getting engaged with the block and what it was selling. And in the 1960s, times were changing. Kids were on new trends, so Merry Melody cartoons were becoming a thing of the past. Pop music and superheroes were a part of the new line of cartoons. Superhero cartoons such as Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Space Ghost took over the block after the demographic wanted more action cartoons. At the time of the 60s and 80s, since the rise of comics becoming TV series, a lot of live action series saw cartoon spin-offs, and most of them were short-lived due to audiences of kids only having fixations to superhero comic transitions. Hanna-Barbera cartoons managed to survive after Tom and Jerry with the Smurfs in the 80s, with a couple of main spin-offs such as A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, but then taste would change even more in the 90s when anime started to take over. Comic book superheroes were still a selling point, but Japanese anime was making its way to blocks, which drove a lot of problems in the foreseeable future.
On ABC Saturday mornings, this is...
I apologize for the audio being this low. I don't know why it's this low. I can't do nothing else unless, you know what, we might have to do it the ghetto way. Let's see if the ghetto way work. Let's see if the ghetto way work. Let's see. Let me take the headphone out. I got two speakers, so hopefully this works.
your TV, ABC.
Because many channel syndicates wanted in on the Saturday morning craze, a lot of the Saturday morning cartoons had different channels to watch, which made it difficult to keep up with at the time. Be reminded, TiVo, On Demand, and TV Guide weren't around back then, so if you had cable, you were flipping through channels constantly. Fox Kids, which was changed to Fox Box, then 4Kids TV, had a bundle of Saban cartoons such as Power Rangers, Digimon, X-Men, Thundercats, just to name a few. Because of the competition 4Kids was getting, Fox Kids was home to Saban, as Pokemon and Digimon became the war on the playgrounds at the time. WB, which became home to 4Kids.
And y'all was the kids that got jumped on the playground. Real talk. Y'all was the kids that got jumped on the playground. I'm telling you, all my niggas was Yu-Gi-Oh kids. Yu-Gi-Oh kids will beat the fuck out of Pokemon kids any day of the week. Fuck y'all Pokemon kids. All y'all getting jumped after school, bro. It's not even up for debate. All y'all niggas getting jumped, bro. All y'all niggas getting jumped by the Yu-Gi-Oh kids. If you was Digimon, you was getting jumped by damn near everybody. But if you was Pokemon, you was getting beat up by the Yu-Gi-Oh kids. And nobody was beating up the Yu-Gi-Oh kids. Because the Yu-Gi-Oh kids were cool. You activated my trap card.
Kids lineups such as Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, as well as WB cartoons such as Animaniacs, Pinky and the Brain, and Freakazoid were also on the block. However, Saturday mornings was heavy on the anime craze, so it was hard for Disney's One Saturday Morning to compete with the Fox Kids, Foxbox, and WB dominance on airing anime. Disney's One Saturday Morning had shows that if you didn't have the Disney Channel at the time, you could watch on there, such as Doug, which was originally on Nickelodeon after its fourth season, Pepper Ann, Recess, Teacher's Pet, The Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Buzz Lightyear Star Command, and so on.
I forgot about Buzz Lightyear.
Kids WB, and after Saban's downfall, took over Fox Kids with Foxbox, and had anime take over the whole block with Kirby Right Back at Ya, Sonic X,
I forgot about Kirby. I forgot Kirby had a show. I forgot about that show. That show was mid. My personal opinion, Kirby was kind of mid. It didn't compete. It was good, but it wasn't fucking with Sonic or One Piece at that time.
Piece before Funimation. You would think that Saturday morning cartoons would be fine with parents, but Saturday mornings were always controversial. Saturday morning cartoons existed due to the rise of not only broadcast commercialism, but also the rise of no-fault divorce in the 1970s and 80s. With the rise of helicopter parents, Saturday morning cartoons were seen as a threat to parental control over the influence of kids. Violence in cartoons was the biggest complaint to watchdog groups, and with that, EI was born in the 1990s and was heavily mandated in 1996. EI, also known as Educational and Informational, was implemented by the FCC to make sure that kids were learning on Saturday mornings and that cartoons were teaching kids moral lessons and education.
Don't nobody want to learn, man. Don't nobody want to learn, man. Don't nobody want to learn. We want to escape. Why don't parents understand that? When we watch cartoons, we're trying to escape. We don't want to think about school. We don't want to think about good and bad. We just want to watch cartoons. We're not going to get influenced by these. Now some of these retarded kids that y'all raising might, but for the most part, a lot of us aren't going to really do anything that they say or that these cartoons do, bro. Yes, we might go outside and play Power Rangers, but we know we ain't going to be out here really beating each other up. We playing. We're kids. Let us have our fun, bro. That's the one thing I hated as a kid, bro. Parents always ruin the fun, bro. You ruining our cartoons, bro. We gotta get all this. We gotta get these morals and values out of it and shit. I don't want to learn. I don't want to be educated. I want to escape. I don't have to go to school for 2 days. I get 2 days out the week to sit at home and not do nothing. I want to wake up in the morning in my Spider-Man drawers, give me a big old bowl of cereal, and watch me some good old-fashioned Power Rangers whooping ass. Then watch Spider-Man and Batman and Superman beating ass. And then go outside and play with my friends. Or go hop on the PlayStation and enjoy the rest of my fucking day. I don't want to be educated. I wish adults would understand that.
Information for 3 hours a week. This led to a lot of cartoons and anime to eventually be kicked off of slots on blocks to make sure that it fit with the FCC standards. Disney never had that problem, as most fit with the EI or
Illuminating Television.
As most Disney cartoons, while entertaining in nature, were educational. Those who were born in the 90s and 2000s at the time remember that Saturday mornings were 5 hours of summer once a week.
5 hours of summer once a week. Yeah.
Television was an event. If you didn't have Comcast, DirecTV, or TiVo, you were stuck with cable. But after a while, That 5 hours of summer turned into something.
Or Time Warner. Let's not disrespect Time Warner. Or Dish. Let's not disrespect Time Warner or Dish. Everybody, I was up north. Up north, we had Time Warner, which is now Spectrum. If you don't know what Spectrum is, you probably don't have it in your area. But where I was growing up, we had Time Warner. But a lot of us, and I mean a lot of us, had that illegal cable. If you know, you know. That illegal cable. Where you had that one dude that worked for the cable company. He lived on your block. You had to knock on his door. And you had to knock on his door, ask for the price. He give you this paper. He give you this printed out paper with the plans and everything. You would only have to pay like $20 a month. $20 to $40 a month for free cable. For illegal cable. Instead of paying like $100, $200, he could go up there to the cable box in the neighborhood, hook your shit up. He could hook your shit up, give you an illegal box, give you a box that can transmit shit. And then you could have pay-per-views. You could watch pay-per-view. That's only if you got the premium plan, though. So you had to pay like $40 to $50 if you wanted the pay-per-views and shit. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather, somebody might be coming on this week. Or your kids watch wrestling. Hey, man. We got the pay-per-views for you, dog. All you gotta do is slide. All you gotta do is slide nigga 40. All you gotta do is slide nigga $40, $50, man. I got you, dog. Shit. I do this no problem, man. They send that cable. That cable man was the plug. Shout out to the cable man, dog.
That's why he's everything. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
Everybody know about the cable man. The cable man, he come out there. He hook your shit up. You slide him $40, $60 every month. You put it in his mailbox. You make sure you put it in an envelope with your name on it, so that way he know you paid him. And sure enough, your shit will be on. And when the cops would come, he'd let you know when the cops is gonna be in the area because he worked. So he'd be like, "Yeah, man, I work in that area." He was like, "Yeah, man, the cops gonna be out here, man. So I'm gonna have to shut y'all down for a couple of days. Y'all ain't gonna have no cable for a couple of days." Cause the cops finna roll through for a little bit. I'll let y'all know when I'm gonna hook it right back up. But for right now, we gotta shut it down. I don't want no, cause you know what I'm saying. One of y'all go to jail, y'all might snitch on me. You know what I'm saying. And it was sad too when the cable man got caught. When they finally figured out that it was the cable people doing the bidding, and it wasn't people illegally doing this. It wasn't people illegally knowing how to do it. It was actually the cable man that was doing it. The cable man that lived, the nigga that worked at the cable company, he was the one that was doing the bidding, but didn't nobody know at the time. Nobody knew that hustle at the time until somebody snitched. Somebody got caught and they snitched. Snitch ass nigga, you bitch made ass nigga, fucked it up for everybody because didn't nobody know the operation except the people in the hood. Shout out to the cable man, though.
That needed to be productive according to parents and government officials. Because no fault divorce laws were changing along with helicopter parenting after Columbine, kids were needing more social activities. That meant every morning kids would go on an extracurricular activity and parents had to get more active. By the time cable came out and became widely available along with networks being able to go against EI, Saturday morning blocks became obsolete, as well as home video and DVD becoming a more popular medium to use instead of having to wait Saturday to watch a rerun or a new episode.
Yep.
Video games also became a grave pit to Saturday mornings because Nintendo and Sony were making video games that were better with quality. Why would any kid want to wake up to watch cartoons when they can play video games? Plus, with many video games...
Because I actually want to watch cartoons, sir. I love my video games, but I love my cartoons just as much. Why do y'all think... did y'all forget what it was like to be a kid? That's my question. Did everybody forget what it was like to be a kid? Like, let's be real, bro. Listen, I get it, bro. Everybody go sit up here and say, oh, the video games ruined Saturday morning. No, the fuck they didn't. What ruined Saturday morning cartoons was the streaming services. It was not video games. Want to know why? Because I was the type of kid that would wake up in the morning, like I said, give me a big ass bowl of cereal in my Spider-Man drawers. You know what I'm saying? Give me a big ass bowl of cereal, sit down and watch about 2 to 3 hours of fucking Saturday morning cartoons. I love waking up to watch Saturday morning cartoons. I woke up religiously to watch Saturday morning's cartoons. Saturday morning's cartoons started at 7. I woke up at 6:45. Hopped out the bed, took my piss, made my bowl of cereal, went back into my room, sat down, pulled my little table up, sat there, turned on the TV. It's Saturday morning, kids. You ready for some Power Rangers? Yeah! Shit. Come on, Chief. I'm watching that shit, bro. I woke up religiously just to watch that shit. Y'all got me fucked up. Don't ever tell me that it was video games, bro. Maybe you, but I know a lot of kids was not missing out on no cartoons for no fucking video games. I could turn on the video game at any time, but I got one opportunity to watch this show. Like I said, all that changed when the streaming services came out. Because now we can watch it when and whenever we want to. So there was never really a point to do it no more. But I'm just saying, though, don't sit up here and act like we wasn't out here watching. We couldn't have the video games and still watch the cartoons. Don't make it seem like it was only one option. Like, y'all so... what type of world are we living in?
Turned to the cartoons, it was only a matter of time before the internet would bury Saturday mornings, making every block obsolete. These Saturday morning blocks were a time where you were sold sugary cereal, action figures, and watched good cartoons. Many comic strips were transferred over to cartoons to keep themselves relevant to the modern day youth. As most kids didn't read comic strips, let alone a newspaper, unless their parents did. On top of that, most superhero comics were timeless classics as their own standalone series on Saturday morning blocks. It was a time where kids were becoming consumers to products their parents were pretty much haggled to buy. Was it good or bad? Most of us were not conscious enough to realize it until we were older. But baby boomers to millennials would still reminisce about a childhood that will never come back. Saturday mornings were comforting because Friday was when most kids would stay up past their 9 p.m. curfew. Then on Saturday, when you had sugary breakfast cereal, then watch cartoons, then play with your friends or whatever you did on that Saturday morning. Generations of kids with TikTok and social media will never understand the joys of Saturday morning cartoons and never will. But for the lucky few of us that knew about the blocks, reminisce about it at work, about a childhood we went back. I think that's why we have checkered past now. A simpler time and a more commercialized time for every kid involved.
Most definitely, bro. But anyway, so it's just gonna about do it for this one. RIP Saturday morning cartoons, man. RIP to Fox Kids, Fox Box, 4Kids, CW, WB Kids, CW Kids, CW4 Kids, ABC One Saturday mornings, CBS Kids, Discovery Kids, on NBC. All we got left is PBS. Who the fuck watches PBS?